League Bournemouth vs Nottingham Forest prediction, team news, lineups preview. On the back of failures to pick up 3 Premier League points in midweek, bottom half battlers Bournemouth and Nottingham Forest square off at the Vitality Stadium on Sunday afternoon. The Cherries could not make the most of an early gift in a 1-1 draw with West Ham United, while the Reds' late efforts against Arsenal were in vain in a 2-1 defeat. Match preview. Just 3 minutes into his West Ham United career, Calvin Phillips was already culpable for an opposition goal at the London Stadium, and Dominic Solanke accepted that present with open arms, slotting home his 13th Premier League goal of the season to silence the capital crowd. However, Andoni Iraola's men would not be travelling back to the south coast with another maximum under their belts, as Lloyd Kelly felled Mohamed Kudus in the area following the halftime interval, allowing James Ward-Prowse to flaunt his dead ball prowess from 12 yards. It took the gloves of Alphonse Areola to deny Bournemouth adding to their lead on several occasions in the first half, leaving Iraola to lament his side's missed opportunities at the London Stadium as Bournemouth's winless run in the division stretched to 3 matches, a far cry from their wonderful winter displays. After amassing 19 points from 21 on offer up to and including Boxing Day, taking just 1 point from the last 9 leaves the Cherries 12th in the standings, but they still hold a comfortable 8-point buffer to the relegation zone and boast a game in hand on most of the teams around them. A 4-0 dismantling at the hands of Liverpool on January 21 also snapped Bournemouth's 4-match unbeaten Premier League run at the Vitality Stadium, and just 11 goals netted on home turf is the joint worst tally in the division in 2023-24. Only Everton and Burnley possess equally poor offensive tallies. Nottingham Forest, meanwhile, have done their bit to set the attacking world alight at home since Nuno Espirito Santo took the reins, scoring twice in City Ground fixtures with Bournemouth, Manchester United and Blackpool before welcoming Arsenal to one of their least favourite haunts. The Garibaldi had strung together a 3-game Premier League winning run versus the Gunners prior to Tuesday's game. But despite frustrating their title-chasing visitors for over an hour, a pair of defensive errors allowed Gabriel Jesus and Bukayo Saka to put Arsenal 2 goals to the good. A bright substitute cameo from Taiwo Awoniyi ended with the Nigerian reducing the deficit late on. But Forest could not breach David Raya's net for a second time as they slumped to a second successive Premier League loss, leaving them 16th in the table and just 2 points above the dreaded dotted line. While each of Forest's last 5 Premier League games have seen the Garibaldi make the net bulge, not since November's surprise beating of Aston Villa have they kept the opposition at bay in the top flight, going 11 matches without a clean sheet and conceding at a rate of over 2 per game on the road thus far. The more superstitious Forest fans may also be unnerved to hear that their side have never won a Premier League away game on a Sunday, losing 5 of their 8 matches while conceding at least 3 goals each time, and Bournemouth's Solanke-inspired 3-2 City Ground win in December made it 7 league games unbeaten for the Cherries against the Reds. Team news. Not long after the final whistle blew at the London Stadium, Bournemouth completed one of the marquee signings of transfer deadline day, capturing Turkish striker Enes Ünal on loan from Getafe with an obligation to buy if certain conditions are met. Iraola is unsure if Ünal will be ready for his Bournemouth baptism on Sunday, though, as the former Manchester City youngster is still awaiting his visa, so Solanke will certainly continue to spearhead the charge with fond memories of his City Ground hat-trick from a few weeks ago. The Cherries' boss has also confirmed that none of James Hill ankle, Tyler Adams' thigh, Max Aaron's calf, Ryan Frederick's calf or Darren Randolph illness are back in contention. But Africa Cup of Nations representative Dango Ouattara is in with a chance of returning. Meanwhile, Forest were typically active right up until the 11 p.m. transfer deadline on Thursday, bringing former Newcastle United goalkeeper Matt Sells back to England from Strasbourg after Matt Turner was culpable for Jesus's goal in the week. The ex-Arsenal man ought to reprise his role in between the posts on Sunday, though, and Odysseas Vlachodimos would be the number 1 pick to replace him should Santo swap the gloves over, while Loni's Giovanni Reina and Rodrigo Ribeiro will be in line for their first appearances in a Forest jersey. Nuno Tavares, who could not face parent club Arsenal, is back again too, while Senegal's Cheikhou Kouyaté and Moussa Niakhaté have also completed their Africa Cup of Nations commitments. But Ola Aina, Ibrahim Senghar, Willy Bolly and Serge Aurier, who is expected to complete a switch to Galatasaray, are still on international duty. Divock Origi has been joined in the infirmary by Chris Wood, who tweaked his hamstring in the loss to Arsenal, meaning that Awoniyi can look forward to a swift return to the first 11. Bournemouth possible starting lineup: Neto, Smith, Zabarnyi, Senesi, Kerkez, Cook, Christie, Kluivert, Billing, Tavernier, Solanke. Nottingham Forest possible starting lineup: Turner, Williams, Amobamadiel, Murillo, Tavares, Danilo, Yates, Elanga, Gibbs-White, Hudson-Odoi, Awoniyi. We say, Bournemouth 1-1, Nottingham Forest. Had Bournemouth been able to find their shooting boots at the London Stadium, Irela's side may very well have been celebrating a win rather than ruining what could have been, but Forest gave Arsenal a terrific run for their money too. Only a pair of defensive blunders undid the Reds' previous exemplary work against the Gunners. And with Bournemouth far from consistent on the attacking front at home, another low-scoring stalemate is not beyond the realm of possibility. Thanks for your watching. Don't forget to click the subscribed button and hit the bell icon for more.